Reece, you go through to the semi-finals, but defeat on the night in a game you were expected to win comfortably. What is the feeling in the dressing room after that?
Probably what you expect, disappointment. As you said, it was a game we should have won, and something we failed to do tonight. But as you mentioned, we qualified. You know, we advanced in the competition to the semi-final, but no, it was a poor performance from the team today.
What did you put it down to?
It's hard to put it down to one thing. You know, I think we had a 3-0 lead. Maybe that played, you know, a part in taking our foot off the gas. But we have no excuses.
Yeah, you reiterated how important it was to stay focused right from the word go. How different were Legia tonight?
No, I think the game was always going to be different. It was a second leg away from home. They have nothing to lose. And they showed that tonight. They, you know, they made it tough for us, and, you know, we didn't step up.
We've heard the manager saying he's seen proof of progress in this team and what you're doing. What are you seeing in games? What are you seeing in training that gives you the belief that Chelsea can achieve their goals this season?
No, for sure. We are making progress. Today, that was for sure not progress. You know, if anything, a step back. And yeah, maybe we, you know, disrespected the competition today. But this is football for you, and if you don't prepare right, you know, you'll pay.
How do you make sure that this doesn't upset the mindset going forward then?
No, of course it's going to have an effect on, you know, the mindset going forward. It's going to be in the back of people's heads that, you know, we lost when we shouldn't have lost. But we need to, you know, put it behind us. We have another game on Sunday that is a must-win game. So we can't dwell on this too long. You know, we need to regroup, stay strong, and, you know, keep pushing for our goals.
We heard a few boos again at the final whistle there. What would your message be to the fans?
I understand the frustration, to be honest. You know, I understand fans come to games to see excitement, to see goals. Yeah, today we were frustrating to watch. I know we remain focused, and you know, we still stick together, and, you know, look forward to achieving what we want together.
I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. Marc, a surprise defeat this evening, but you are into the semi-finals. Is there a feeling of relief that you were able to go through over the two legs?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is we are in the semi-finals and we fight to play one European competition, the final, so this is a good point. And then for sure we want to win all the games. I think today we have a bit of the same way that the last game. We create chances, we don't score, then we concede easy goals, but we are in the most important moment of the season, so we need to stay together, we need to keep going, work hard, because I think on Sunday we have an important game, so we need to fight for the 3 points.
We expected Legia to come out fighting this evening. What were your thoughts after they scored that second goal?
Well, I think we conceded 2 easy goals again, but we cannot speak about this. We cannot put excuses. I think we are Chelsea and we want to win all the games, but now we work hard all the season, so now we need to stay together. We know we have more games to play. We can finish in Champions League position, and then we can play a European competition. So I think this is the most important thing. Now is not time to complain. For sure, it's not a good night for us, but the most important thing is we have the opportunity to play a semi-finals.
6 goals for you now. It was almost 7. You'll be disappointed to see that one chalked off.
Yeah, well, I try to help the team in the way that I can. This season I have the opportunity to score goals, so I'm happy for this, but the same that we say, I think I prefer win the games than score goals, but yeah, the most important thing is now for the good thing is, like, in 3 days we play another game, so I think this is a good thing. We need to win these 3 points because we want to play next season.
Why is there nobody out there taking these games by the scruff of the neck and going for it?
That's it. Well, I mean, you look at you can go through that team sheet and you can screen and say, what leaders are there? You know, who is there when things aren't going great? Who's putting, like, you know, a few players in, just going, right, listen, for the next 5 or 10 we are going to keep it tight, keep it solid, or listen, wingers, we're going to get the ball to you, let's attack. Strikers, let's do your role. it starts from everyone. It starts from the manager. It starts from the players. And it's hard. It's very, very difficult. There's only a few players in world football that can turn it on and off like a tap from game to game. These group of players can't do that individually and collectively. They can't just go, we'll have a night off tonight, you know, we'll just get through into the next round and then, you know, we'll come back against Fulham, because Fulham are at it. They want to get into Europe. You know, they're having a great season. So every team now in the Premier League has got something to fight for, position-wise, or it's relegation or safety or getting into Europe. So they're all tough games.
Do you know what? If you look at that group, they're young. Do you know, it's the policy of the club. They go into youth. I mean, I feel like a broken record saying you need experience, but also, if you rewind 2, 3, 4 years and you think of the young group of players that Chelsea had, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tomori, plus your Reece James, a few of the others that come to me in a moment, and you think if you look at all the successful teams over the last 2, 3 decades, they always had a stable diet of either players who've come through the academy or English players who understand the culture, understand the club. Because it's in moments like these, and I think if them group of players would have been there now, sort of coming into their mid-20s, leaders, you know, they don't all have to be starters. No. You know, they don't all have to be like, we're going to make, you know, you're my main guy. They will contribute because they're all good players. But you have that group of players in there, that will change the dynamic in a game like this, you know, because it's all a bit put together, a little bit here and 100%. I know a team when that was a mindset tonight. The team didn't play that well because they're so much better than way below the standards that this group of players have been, particularly in this competition. I thought from the start they didn't look at it. The ball was not moving quick enough. There wasn't enough energy in the press, and they looked like a team just waiting for the game to finish and to be won. But that, you cannot do. You have to play every game, every moment. You have to have energy, and there was no energy tonight. So I worry for the weekend, Bex, I really do, because Fulham, like I said, I think we get to the stage of the season where they're so crucial, and Fulham's a notoriously a difficult place for Chelsea to go. So I'm concerned. Rightly so. You know, that's his job at the club as manager. You know, when you're a modern football manager, you're managing you're coaching your team. You've got to, you know, manage the expectations from above. You've also got to manage the fans, you know, expectations, and manage the media. You know, and he's trying to juggle all of them things, and it's a very difficult job. That's why these managers get very, very well paid for doing it. I think between now and the end of the season, I still think getting into the Champions League takes precedent over this competition, and I think you'll see that in the semi-final, because Chelsea's got a hell of a run in. They've got to play Liverpool, they've got to play Nottingham Forest, they've got to play Newcastle, all teams in and around them. They've got the toughest run in. So I think. And they, by the way, whoever they play in the semi-final, because they will get to the semi-final, they will, you know, they'll be more than capable with the second string, like they have been throughout this competition. But it's more important, the Premier League, that Chelsea get the Champions League, because you can't spend £1.5 billion over 3 years and finish outside the top 5, finish 6. That wouldn't be acceptable.